What's up, guys? It's your boy Damnboitv, back with another video. Today we're gonna have a brief look at Sapphiron and frost resistance in Nax again. Blizzard came out with a change 2 days ago because on the PTR Sapphiron was ticking his frost aura every 1 second instead of every 2 seconds like it was back in the days. And they've now changed this back to every 2 seconds. So people were actually afraid after playing the PTR that this would need like plus 200 frost resistance or more. But it seems now that I would suggest you to only get around 160-ish. But I just want to show you what kind of gear I would use if I was you. And before we get into that, a sub, a like, and a comment down below would be greatly appreciated. I do also stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 to 11 PM Copenhagen time. Let's get into it. So here is the official post from Blizzard. It's a long wall of text. We're not going to go into it as such. But Blizzard has published a deep dive into WoW Classic Sapphiron, explaining why they've chosen to have frost damage dealt every 2 seconds instead of 1 second. And apparently back in vanilla there was a 1% chance for the frost aura to deal an extra tick of damage. Anyway, the point of it is on PTR it was taken every 1 second and they're changing it back so it's taken every 2 seconds like it does in vanilla. This is great for everybody, so let's be happy about that. Anyway, looking at the frost gear, I'll show you now what set I would recommend before the first Nax Mammoths. Of course, when you get frost runes, you're gonna make the epic set so you can do even more damage and kill her even faster. So, the frost resistance gear set I would recommend you use on your first couple of Sapphirion kills is with 165 frost resistance. If you're low on healers or the like, you should of course use a little bit more frost resistance to mitigate more damage. Anyway, the first stat you want to focus on when you're making your frost resist gear is of course having minimum 6% hit if you have 305 weapon skill with the weapons you're using. If you don't have 305 weapon skill and only have 300 weapon skill, you want to have 9% hit. Moving on to the set, of course we're going to use Lionheart Helm because it has this hit we're lagging and we really need. It does not have any stamina sadly, but that is life. Anyways, 18 strength, 8 strength enchant on top of that, 2% crit, 2% hit. Next, for the neck, we're going to use Onyxia Tooth Pendant. Again, we need the hit. As for shoulders, you can use Congress Boulders, you can use rank 13 shoulders, you can use rank 10 shoulders. And remember to slap a 30 attack power on them. Get some more DPS. As for the cloak, we're going to use Icy Cloak. This is a BOE cloak that tailors can make. It usually costs around 20 to 50 gold on auction house. And you slap 5 to all resistance on this cloak, so it gives you 16 frost resistance in total. The next slot is the chest. I was lucky enough to find a plus 26 frost resistance plate chest a couple of months back, but if you don't have this one or something to like, you can get the radiant chest, which gives you 18 frost resistance. You can put on plus 3 stats or plus 100 HP. I think plus 3 stats is the better one to choose. Of course, plus 4 stats if you're a rich guy. As for the bracers, when you're farming Stratholm Undead, of course you should pick up Chill Height bracers, a pair of leather braces that give you 15 frost resistance. And personally I would put 9 strength on to get some more DPS stats. As for the gloves, we're going to use Radiant gloves, 12 frost resistance. You can either put on 15 agility or 7 strength if you do not have as much gold to use on this frost resistance set. As for weapons, that's pretty much use what you have. Of course, if you already have hit on one of your weapons, you can remove the Onyxia Tooth Pendant, for instance, and use Eye of a Car, Barb Choker, or the like. As for the bow, we're going to use Striker's Mark. Again, we need 1% hit, and 22 attack power is pretty cool as well. As for the trinkets, it becomes a little bit more interesting. You can actually use 2 Gyro Freeze Ice Reflectors, 2 times 15 frost resistance. If you do not want to buy 2 of these, you can use the AV Exalted Insignia rank 6 that gives you 10 frost resistance. It's 5 frost resistance less than another Gyro Freeze. But if you want to min-max, get 2 gyro frees for sure. As for the rings, I personally have 219 frost resistance rings. I think this is quite decent, and I bought them early on, so they didn't cost me a lot. But if you're struggling in gold, get an 18. They shouldn't be very expensive. As for the feet, you want to use radiant boots, 15 frost resistance, and of course slap minor speed increase on this so you can run out of blizzards faster, you can hide behind the ice blocks faster, and I think 99% of all guilds probably won't have the CG buff when they reach Sapphiron the first couple of weeks, unless they go out and come back for the last 2 bosses next raiding day. If that's the case, use 7 agility. As for the legs, I would use radiant leggings, 18 frost resistance, and I would slap a CG enchant on them, because if you're world buffed for the day Nax comes out, you won't be able to get the plus 10 frost resistance enchant, so that is up to you. If you're not raiding on the day, you should definitely get the plus 10 frost resistance on the legs and on the helmet, of course, as well. That would give you 185 frost resistance with this set, which is pretty cool. And last but not least, of course, we're using Onslaught Girdle, because this is a item that has great stats, and again, it has the hit that we need. Another thing to note here is actually the Radiant has shadow resistance as well on all of them. So you actually end up with 50 shadow resistance as well. And on Sapphirion, he does a drain life, which is actually shadow resistance or shadow damage. So you can actually mitigate some of this as well, which is quite neat about the Radiant set. If you would like to look more into frost resistance for Sapphirion, I have made a guide a couple of months ago on this. The link is up here to the right, will be up here to the right of the screen, and I will put it down in the description below. And there is also a min-maxing epic set you want to use when you want to pump even more DPS on the boss and still have nice frost resistance stats. There's quite a huge difference between the green and the epic one, around 200 to 300 attack power as far as I recall, and a decent crit boost as well. Anyways, I'll put this set down in the description down below as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you beat Sapphirion and you get some fat loot. If you have any questions or the like, feel free to throw me a comment down below. A sub and a like would also be greatly appreciated. It really helps my channel growing. I do also stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from 7 to 11 PM Copenhagen time. If you want to chat or just chill, come and hang with me. Anyways, as always, have a damn great day.